2 new amazing LEGO Star Wars sets have just been revealed. The Jabba sail barge will retail for $500 once it's available beginning on October 6th. Probably the best part about all the sail barges LEGO has released so far are the minifigure selections, and this UCS set is no different. Of course, you have the giant Jabba the Hutt figure, you have a Gamorrean guard here, Bib Fortuna, which looks to be the same head and headpiece as the Book of Boba Fett version. You have a couple of warriors here, I actually don't know their names, and the one everyone is really excited about, the return of Slave Leia with a new headpiece, new torso, and of course new legs. You have a new 3PO with some silver printing on his right leg. You have R2 with the serving tray here, and funny enough, I've never seen these cup pieces before. Not sure if those are dual molded one part or if there's a new element stuck in there. Then you have fan favorite Max Rebo. This is only the second ever Max Rebo to be made by LEGO, and the last version from the 2013 sail barge goes for about $115 new and about $75 used. So it seems like there's quite a lot of demand among LEGO fans and minifigure collectors for this musical little blue guy. We also get a new Salicious B. Crumb micro figure. We last got this character in the 2012 Jabba's Palace set, another very desirable set. I'd say the new molding makes him look a lot more sinister, and overall, it's just a lot better of a figure. They widened out the base of the display plaque to leave room for Jabba to sit there. Another thing that I like is that the front of the sail barge looks to be a lot shallower than previous iterations. For example, I used to have the 6210 Jabba's sail barge, the original one from back in 2006, and the way the construction was done with those inverted ship hull pieces was just really steep and looked a bit awkward. Looking back now, wow, this set looks really chunky compared to the elongated and much more accurate UCS version. And while we're on the topic of nostalgia, look at these alternate builds. This pirate ship. Oh, there's a fish too! I forgot about the Jabba sail barge fish. Wish LEGO would put more alt builds on the back of their boxes like they used to. We can see R2 and 3PO having a bit of an exchange here in this really gross looking kitchen. I really like that stove design with the inverted steering wheel and the tiny little flame piece coming out the top. You have some cutlery and a spoon on the wall. You have the chicken drumstick just like you had on both of the previous iterations of the sail barge. You have a fry pan there next to the stove, plates stacked under the counter. This kitchen looks great. I like the way the sail barge sits on top of its black stands. It's not too high. I'll also say the main gun on the top of the deck looks really, really good. Hopefully those panels are attached very sturdily to the body of the sail barge because both of the past iterations had a little bit of loose connections there. Of course, this is a UCS set. It's not meant to be played with. It's mostly for display. There's actually no overlap in the minifigures between this set and the Desert Skiff and Sarlacc Pit, which I really appreciate. Now that we've seen the UCS sail barge, it's pretty obvious these sets are meant to go together. So if you include Salicious and Jabba, you have 11 minifigures in the sail barge and 5 more in the skiff. I will say, given the part count and the somewhat lower amount of minifigures, $500 seems pretty steep for this, especially when you consider that the Mos Eisley Cantina contains 21 minifigures for a full $100 less in retail price. This reminds me a little bit of the UCS Sandcrawler from back in 2014. That set was available for about 2.5 years, retiring at the end of 2016. So the Sandcrawler was a big brown iconic thing from A New Hope, and of course the sail barge is the big brown iconic thing from Return of the Jedi. And also coming with the sail barge when it releases at the beginning of October is this exclusive gift with purchase, Luke Skywalker's lightsaber from Return of the Jedi. Ordering the sail barge in the first couple of days will be the only way you can ever get your hands on this set. And this lightsaber in this style is only the third we've ever gotten. Back in 2020, we got Yoda's lightsaber, which is very rare and has sold only 13 times in the last 6 months for an average price of $161. And then back in 2021, when we had the UCS AT-AT launch, we had Luke Skywalker's lightsaber from Episode 5. This one has sold 54 times in the last 6 months for an average price of $117. So it's safe to say that after fees and shipping, you'll be getting about $100 back off your $500 sail barge if you get it day one, which is actually not bad. That's like a 20% discount. Granted, you have to work for it a little bit more by selling the set, but that would be a way you could get this sail barge for closer to $400 right when it releases. And then of course you'll also get the LEGO VIP points from getting it, so you get a little bit of value back that way. And of course for a little bit of extra cash back, you can always use Rakuten. Rakuten is a browser extension that allows you to get cash back. If you don't already have Rakuten, you can click the link in the description for a free $30 credit after your first purchase. I myself am not going to be buying the sail barge anytime soon. There are way too many retiring sets that I still need to pick up. As far as how this reveal will affect LEGO investing, it tells me that LEGO might be thinking about keeping the skiff set around longer so it can go alongside the sail barge. So even if some early rumors come out next year that say the skiff is scheduled for 2025, I'd be hesitant about picking up that set, however great it might be, because from a shelf life perspective, it just makes sense for LEGO to keep these two on shelves alongside each other for the duration of their life. And then of course the other set we had revealed, the Imperial Dropship versus Rebel Scout Speeder. I personally had quite a chuckle when I saw this because it looks like it's both of the 2008 battle packs smushed together into one. $40 $40, this is scheduled to release October 1st, 383 pieces and 7 minifigures. With this set, LEGO is continuing the trend of making battle-in-a-box style battle packs. I actually love the minifigure lineup of this set with 3 Rebel Fleet Troopers and 3 Stormtroopers in the new design. I believe these are the same Stormtroopers as in the Stormtrooper mech. So as an investor, what I'm going to be watching very closely is, does demand for that Stormtrooper mech slow down now that it's not the only way to get a plain Jane regular Stormtrooper for the armor builders out there? Now, just looking at the numbers of $40 for 383 parts and 7 minifigures, you would think this is actually a decent value. But if we zoom in on these builds here, I'm just left wondering, how the heck do these 2 builds take up 383 parts in total? Back in 2008, we had the first Imperial Dropship battle pack, amazing set with 3 Stormtroopers, 1 Shadow Trooper, and a pretty decent build. I've built this set so many times I could build it without the instructions. In the newer version, the cockpit is a lot more enclosed. In fact, it's completely enclosed. You have some clips for weapons here alongside the droppable platform. Also some stud shooters, interesting, and some nice design on those engines. I'm pretty sure those engines will flip up about 90 degrees and allow the platform to slide off the back. So that's a cool little play feature. A couple years ago in 2019, for the 20th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars, we also got an Imperial Dropship. This was a $20 MSRP, obviously a callback to that last design with the added benefit of a 5th minifigure, the collectible Han Solo, for 20 years of LEGO Star Wars. This one was a lot more true to that design. Hilariously open cockpit, very simple, only 125 parts. But I did like the dark blue on this set, a lot better than the bright blue of the 2008 version. But I'm just baffled at the part count. That's really, really high, looking at what I sort of see here. It does look like the details on this Rebel speeder are stickers and not prints, so that's a little bit of a bummer. And at the same time as that Imperial Dropship, we had this Rebel battle pack, the Rebel Scout Speeder 7668, another set which I used to own and a great army builder. This set had just 82 parts, including for the minifigures, and the Imperial Dropship that year had 81 parts. So instead of 160 parts for these 2 sets, we now have nearly 400 parts, over double the amount of parts. This speeder looks way chunkier, way shorter. In the main body of the speeder, it looks like only 2 Rebel Fleet Troopers fit, as opposed to 3 in the prior version. The turret does look pretty good. It's a pretty beefy looking main gun there, and I like the consistent design with the transparent cones between the Rebel speeder and the Imperial Dropship. And then of course we have a 7th minifigure here. This is QTKT, the pink astromech droid, and also the final 25th anniversary collectible minifigure. For minifigures like these that are only ever available in one set, there's really 2 things that drive the demand. Number 1 is just how popular the character is, how many LEGO fans want to get their hands on a copy of it. And number 2 is the price point of the set. I would expect that Cal Kestis, only available in the $160 Star Destroyer, is going to command a lot higher price than something like QTKT, which is available in this $40 battle pack that you could expect fans might be purchasing multiples of to army build. I think this set looks amazing. Because of its much lower price point, I might pick up a copy for personal build, but I would expect this will be on shelves a long time, because looking at the 75372 Clone Trooper and Battle Droid battle pack that launched earlier this year, that set is currently scheduled to remain on shelves all the way until the end of 2026, a full 3-year shelf life, so there's no sense in buying this set in the first year of its life if you're purchasing for investment. I think LEGO might be doing a new trend with battle packs and putting niche legions or particular versions of massable characters in these $20 shorter shelf life battle packs, but for popular army builders, it does look like LEGO is going for larger price point sets, 2 factions within 1 box, and of course a longer shelf life so fans don't miss out quite as much. So while neither of these sets will retire anytime soon, I am going to watch them closely because I'm curious to see what the demand is for Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, and I'm really curious to see what the demand is for a couple of those minifigures from the Sail Barge. So that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you very much for watching. Buy very carefully and have a great day.